created primarily to honor a woman, Charlene, who quietly shaped generations. And honestly, this was not done from the stage. It was done from this corner nursery right here in a rocking chair. And for over 50 years, Charlene faithfully held babies, comforted families, and created a space where parents could hear the gospel clearly. And many came to faith because someone made room for them to listen. How many of you in the room knew Charlene? And you've been here at the church for some time, okay? How many of you in the room say, I did not have the privilege of meeting or knowing Charlene? Raise your hand real quick here. Look around the room, okay? And this is really why we do this. Isn't necessarily to remember one specific person, but to remember her legacy and really what Charlene lived for, what she stood for. Charlene reminds us that the gospel moves forward, not only through preaching or worship, but through faithful, unseen service. And this award exists basically to say this: humble service is what greatness looks like in the kingdom of God. And moving into really who we're going to honor this year. This year we present the Charlene Wright Service Award in honor of someone who lived with that same spirit. And her name is Bernice Peets. Bernice was married to Bill and was the proud mom of Katie and Lexi. And at this time, I'd like to invite Bill and Katie and Lexi, if you would be so willing to, and even Chase if you'd like to come forward and receive this award on her behalf real quick. Bernice faithfully served on our cafe team and our banana bread baking team for many years. She showed up early, she stayed late, and she handled ordinary tasks with extraordinary faithfulness. But what made Bernice special wasn't just what she did. It was how she loved people. She noticed needs, she served with joy, and she gave quietly. Even after she went home to be with the Lord this past fall, her family discovered that she had already baked bread and prepared gifts for others. And that was simply who she was, always looking for a way to bless someone else. So, to the Peets family, real quick, please know that Bernice strengthened this church, and her faithfulness encouraged not only her team, and her quiet service pointed people to Jesus. And so we are deeply, deeply grateful for Bernice's life and for you allowing us to share in that. Before we clap, okay, because we're going to do a lot of that here in just a minute, but we'd also like to invite the cafe team and the banana bread baking team to come forward. Okay, so right now, if you're on that team, as I'm talking, go ahead and come on forward. Your names are on the screen, and I know this isn't everybody that's currently on the team or being added to the team, but the names that you see on the screen are people that had the blessing and privilege of serving with Bernice. So we invite them to also receive this award on behalf of her. These teams that you see up here behind me and that are coming up right now continued serving faithfully while grieving someone that they loved. They didn't just serve coffee or bake bread. They carried forward Bernice's spirit of care and hospitality. And what we have for each and every one of you to take home this morning is a different type of award. I know in the past we've done almost like a crystal award that you can maybe put on a mantle or a bookshelf at home. But this is actually a bread warming plate. That on the plate, we can go back a screen here, on the plate, it says the Charlene Wright Service Award in honor of Bernice Peets, a servant whose kindness lives on as a life poured out in quiet grace, with gratitude for the hospitality teams who carry her legacy forward, faithfully blessing many behind the scenes. And really what this is a really cool thing that hopefully you'll be able to use and just have around in your kitchen. But there's also some instructions in there, and I think we have those behind here. There's some instructions in there on kind of how to use it and stuff that'll walk you through it. But we want to take a minute and just say one more thing before we clap. When people visit Emmanuel, they often mention two things: the banana bread delivered to their homes. How many of you had a banana bread delivered to your home? People mention the banana bread delivered to their home and the warmth that they feel when they walk through our doors. And that kind of hospitality doesn't happen by accident. It happens because faithful people serve every week with a missional heart. Every cup of coffee, every loaf of bread, every welcoming smile, all of it reflects really the spirit of Bernice, but ultimately reflects the love of Christ. And so tonight, we pause to say thank you. Thank you to the Pete's family for sharing Bernice with us. Thank you to the cafe team. Thank you to the banana bread baking team. And may we be a church that serves like Charlene, gives like Bernice, and remembers that some of the most powerful kingdom work happens in the quiet places. So church family, I've talked enough. Would you stand and help me honoring the cafe team and the Pete's family? Well, we're going to go ahead and give you your gifts and just thank you one more time as you're having a seat. Real quick, before we sit down, can we clap for him one more time? So to the cafe team and to the Pete's family, you guys can go ahead and have a seat once you receive your gift. I know this is an emotional moment and we don't want to keep you guys up here for long, but you guys can go ahead and have a seat whenever you get your gift. Please don't feel the need to stay up here. I don't want to necessarily put that burden on you. You guys can have a seat as well. Church, doesn't it feel good to just say thank you? Thank you to a team that, again, just faithfully serves behind closed doors. And really thank you to a woman in Bernice who really reflected every day the Spirit of Christ. And I think what's so cool about this gift specifically, as opposed to a crystal that'll sit on the shelf and collect dust maybe, which is cool. It's a good memory. But I think what's so cool about this is really a reflection of Bernice's personality and her warm smile. And just about every Sunday, I'd walk in to the church lobby and I'd walk past the kitchen, as all of us do before we go to pray back here in this corner office. And pretty often I would see Bernice in there, and she would always give me a smile, and she would always greet people with such a warm smile and with the Spirit of Christ. And so, anyway, we love you guys. Love you, Bill, Katie, Lexi, Chase, and to all the cafe team. We are deeply indebted to you guys. What we're going to do right now is we're going to turn one more corner.